Hello, hello everybody, and happy Crafty Hour. Oh, I did have that paper in my pad. Okay. Hi, hello, hello. So welcome everybody to Crafty Hour number 41. I hope you guys had a chance to, I'm just going to rip my paper pad apart really quick here because it's going to be easier. I hope everybody had a chance to tune in today at noon and catch Diane's lovely presentation. She had some adorable cards as always and a fun fold card. So if you missed it, remember you can always go back to Clipper Street's Facebook page and it will be posted on the main feed, and you can always find them in the events too. So I'm just taking my paper off here really quick because it just makes it a little bit easier to handle, because Diane and I split the pad in half. So she designed with half, I designed with half, and I'm gonna tell you, I used a lot of this paper. I loved it. I didn't leave too many. Oh, I have two of these. I didn't leave many for scraps. Evidently, I didn't cut my pad in half because I saw Diane's cards today and was like, oh, I love that flower paper. I didn't get that one in mine. Well, evidently I did, but I didn't rip it off for mine. So, anywho, I guess I did get that one. I'll use it for something else. So we're going to use a lot of the papers, and we're going to make a kind of a double flip fun fold card. And we're going to do it 3 times because we're going to do the same thing. When you make a card, sometimes I feel like it's about repetition. You do the repetition, and that's what helps you remember how to do the pieces. So it's going to flip up, and then it's going to flip over. And that's... I did see that you had a request for chickens, Kathy, so I did try to work it in. So I did get a little chickens on there for you. There is a sticker too. I was going to put the sticker on here, but I didn't quite. So there are some chickens. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for taking your time to spend an hour with both of the stores twice a month and to craft along with us in our crafty hours. And as always, what I like to do is I always take my scrap papers. This is just thin printer weight paper. And I always go in and make what I call, or what Christina calls, sloppy copies. So this is my template that I was playing with to make sure I had the right measurements. This is my sloppy copy. Once I had my sloppy copy, then I went in and made it out of good cardstock and then added my patterned papers. So what we're going to do is, like I said, we're going to do 3 cards all the same. So we're going to cut all the white card bases at once and then kind of just sit them to the side, and then we'll decorate each one. And each one's going to be the same way. I kind of put some stuff on the insides. There's room to put your sentiments. What you could do is just put adhesive on the edge and make this a pocket. So you could fit a little gift card in there, and then you could sign the top of it. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with these super fun kind of little double flips. You could, of course, put some money in there or something too. Okay, I'm going to adjust the camera because I feel like I'm showing, pardon me, not as much of the craft table and my tummy, and nobody wants to see my tummy. Oh, and here's my stuff on the table that I'm working on for Mixed Media Mixology number 5. So see, lots of projects going on. Lots of fun stuff. Okay, so we're going to bump these guys out of the way. There was absolutely no homework for the class. All I did was tell you guys to grab some white cardstock. And this white cardstock is going to be what our bases are. So we're going to go ahead and cut 3 bases. That way we have all the white cardstock done at once. And then we'll put it to the side. So I'm going to grab my trimmer that has the score blade on it because I like to be able to score my cardstock too. So on this piece of cardstock I have, it's already 8.5 by 11. This is an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. There's 8.5. Yep, 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to put it in at 5.5. So we are putting it so it is longer, or it's wider than it is tall. And we're going to put it at 5.5, and we're going to slice it. So basically, It's the same thing, and we're going to end up with 3 of those. The same thing that you do for a standard card, okay? You take an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, you cut it in half, okay? So we need 3 of those. Then we're going to score it at 4 1/4. Again, standard card. Now I got to make sure I have my white one, not my cutter. So standard A2 card, fold it in half, boom. And we're going to do that 3 times, 3 times. Put it again at 4 1/4. So far, nothing different, nothing confusing. It's just like we're making a standard card. So if you have card bases already, left over from other kits or stuff, you can totally use those card bases. Okay? We are rocking and rolling. 4 1/4. Okay, so we have 3 8.5 by 5.5 pieces of white cardstock. We scored them at 4 1/4, so we have those for our bases. Now what we're going to do is we're going to open it up, and we're going to cut it on the diagonal from here to here. If you can do it with your scissors, great. You go do that. I cannot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the track on my trimmer, and I'm going to line it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the score line, your card score line, right on that part of the track, and then I'm going to put the bottom right on the track, and then I'm going to slice it. This, put it to the side. We don't need it. You can use it for something later. And then you're going to have your card base. Your card base is going to look like this. Ooh, I need to get some new trimmer blades. Put that on my list for tomorrow. There you go. Okay, we're going to do it 3 times. 3 times. So same thing. There's our card. We're going to put it sideways. So we are cutting from the top left to the bottom right. Top left to bottom right. Okay, there we go. How's everybody doing? Okay. I think Diane said today it's been a year of Crafty Hours. I cannot believe how time flies. A year of Crafty Hours. Who would have ever thought that this crazy concept that we had, that we're like, wonder what will happen if we try this, kind of took off, and we love it. We love in the Crafty Hours. And make sure to tune in tomorrow at 11 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Pacific, for the reveal of the next Crafty Hour. And we put all kinds of extra fun goodies into that class. Okay, so we have those diagonals. So we have our card base. This is our card base. Now what we need is this little flipper part. This little guy right here. This is going to be a 3 by 8 piece of paper. 3 by 8. Hello, everybody. So I'm just going to cut it. So we'll put it, my paper's 8.5 tall. So there's 3. I'm going to cut all 3. There's 3 inches. There's 3 inches. And there is 3 inches, okay? So I've cut 3 inches. This you don't need. Put it in your scrap bucket. And now we're going to flip it sideways and cut it at 8. Okay? We're going to cut it at 8. I'm going to push him off, and we're going to score at 4. So we're cutting at 8, scoring at 4. Let's see if I can handle cut and score without cutting my piece of paper again. So basically what we're doing is folding it in half. Just like that. Oh, thank you, Melanie. Sometimes we're like, oh, I hope they like this kit. I hope they like what we're doing. And you guys have been wonderful. So thank you for all the love and the support, and for tuning in, and for purchasing the Crafty Hours with us. That is what allows us to continue to do these, is your support and the purchasing of those kits. Okay, so there's another one, and then last one. So I'm just doing the same thing 3 times, cutting it at 8, scoring it at 4. Okay, I don't need the big guy anymore. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Okay, these little guys we don't need either. We'll throw that in the scrap bucket. All kinds of stuff in the scrap bucket. So we have 3 card bases, and we have 3, I'm going to call these flappers. They flip-flop. These are flappers. So we have 3 flappers, okay? Those and those. So we'll just put our white card bases to the side. The first one we're going to start with is this guy right here, okay? And what we're going to need is in the cardstock, so you have 3, and again, we're going to use this down to like dust. We have 3 cardstock. So the one we're going to use for this card is the turquoise. So you're going to grab your turquoise, and what we're going to start with is the inside. So this inside backer we're going to start with, okay? And this piece of paper is 6 inches by 12. So we're going to put it in our trimmer at 6 inches. And we're going to cut it. We have my measurements up here. Yeah. At 4 1/8. Okay. So we're going to do it 4 1/8 this way. And save this because we're going to use every little piece of that. So we did 4 1/8. And now we're going to flip it and do 5 3/8. Okay. 5 3/8. 1, 2, 3. Save that. I'm going to use everything. Like I said, we're going to be down to the dust. We're using crumbs. Okay, so when you put this guy in here, you're going to have a little bit of white. My fingers are not working tonight. A little bit of white all the way around the outside edge. Perfect. If you don't have a little bit of white, go ahead and trim a little bit more off. I think I'm good. Okay, the next piece we're going to grab is going to be out of your pattern paper pack. And it's this one right here. I love the stripes. Just love stripes. Okay, and this one is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. Four by 5 1/4. Again, save these guys, put them to the side. Some of those we'll use later. So once you have this, you're going to put it right on the top of your turquoise, and that's going to line up. So we're just lining them up. Hi, Sandy. It's okay. Okay, so what we've got so far is we've got our white base, we got our turquoise, and then we have the plaid. It goes inside. So now we have a beautiful inside. Beautiful inside. So now we'll do all the cutting and then we'll come back and glue. Now we have to do this triangle flipper. Okay, so now we're going to start getting a little bit, not complicated, but a little bit more going on. So our triangle now, we want to cut it at 4 inches. Okay, so 4 inches. And then we're going to cut it at 5 3/8. 1, 2, 3. 5 3/8. So now we have this piece right here. Okay. So I found this was the easiest to do, is to cut it as a rectangle and then just cut it in half versus trying to figure out how to make a triangle. This was the easiest. So there's our triangle. You're going to see that. Now we're going to cut it at an angle, just like we did our white cardstock. So we're going to go from the top left to the bottom right. This guy you can save for something later, so you could totally do another triangle. You could flip it over and use it somewhere else, but we only need one triangle for this one, okay? So there's our one triangle. We're going to look, and we have white all the way around the outside edge of it. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay. And now we need our pattern paper. So our pattern paper, oh my gosh, are these precious little daisies. I just love these little, sunflowers. Learn your flowers, Kourtney. These precious little sunflowers. Are those not adorable? I loved them. I also love the plaid, so it was a hard pick. I like the A side, I like the B side. Again, we're gonna cut this at 4 inches. 4 inches, so right now we're here. Then we're gonna flip it and do it at 5 1/4. And again, we're gonna do the same thing for all 3 cards. It's repetition, repetition, so we will remember, and then it makes the cards quick and easy, and it is a great way to use up all those papers and stickers in there. And like I said, make a little gift card on the inside, which would be adorable too. Okay, this one is going to need a little bit of altering. When you put it on, you're going to notice it looks good at the bottoms and the side, but not at the top. It's hanging over a little bit. What I did is I'm just going to put it on the trimmer and just kind of eyeball it and try to do just a hair at the top, just a hair at the bottom, and slice it. It was too hard to try to figure out math for that to make it work. So you just slice off a little and look at that. Perfect. Little bit of that green all the way around it. So we're going to go ahead and glue these pieces down so we don't accidentally put something somewhere it shouldn't be. So we're going to start with our turquoise. And if you guys have not gotten one of these yet, do it. What are you waiting for? I love, love, love this glue press guy. So he has a holster that it stays in the holster. You can put your lid right there so you don't lose it. And it doesn't dry the tip out on it. There are several times that I've come back to my craft room 2 or 3 days later and I'm like, oh no, I forgot to put the lid back on it. And I'm telling you, it was not clogged. As long as it's on that little silicone stopper that's on there, it will not clog on you. It doesn't let any air in there and it won't dry out. So I highly, highly recommend it. When it first came out, I thought it was a gimmick. I'm like, oh, that's so dumb. That thing really can't be that great. It can't work that good. And then a lot of my store owner friends were swearing by it. And I'm like, all right, I'll give it a try. And then there's been no going back. I love it. Okay, so there's the inside of our card. We've got the turquoise. We've got the stripes. We're going to close our card down. And I think both stores, I know we have it back in stock. I think Deanna also has them back in stock. So both stores have them back in stock, but who knows for how long. Because these have been a hot commodity and they keep selling out at the warehouse. And then it goes to the land of back order for like 2-3 months. So we have a wait list waiting for them to come back in. Okay, there's our turquoise. Then we're going to go in with those sweet little flowers. Look how precious those are. Aren't those cute? I just love those itty bitty little flowers. And we're going to have turquoise all the way around it. Right, Lori? Isn't it great? Love the glue press gun. And the glue's not bad either. I love the Nouveau glue. It works great. Okay, so here's what we have so far. We have our inside, and then we have our little flap. So this part is done. Now what we have to do is our little flapper, I'm calling it. Our little flipper flapper. Our flap. Okay? So now we're going to go in back to that turquoise. Remember I said we keep using the turquoise. Keep using it. And now we need 2 7/8. Okay, we're going to go 2 7/8. Like I said, we're losing it to the dust. And then it's going to be 3 7/8, which is basically, whoops, I cut that crooked. Basically just cutting the name strip off. So you are perfect at that size right there. Okay. And then that piece, I'm trying to make a pile of my scraps. That piece is going to go right on top, and you're going to have a little bit of white all the way around the outside edges. Okay. One piece I didn't cut apart yet, let's grab that, is what I call the cut aparts. let's see, where? Oh, where? Here are the cut aparts. Okay, so we're gonna cut these, is this one we're using? Yeah, we're gonna cut apart the cut aparts. Is that not easy? Cut apart the cut apart. Okay, the first one we're gonna use is this one. In a world full of roses, be a sunflower. We need to cut it down. We need to cut it down to 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. When I cut it down, I kind of cut a little bit off of each side. That way, we keep the design centered. You're just going to cut a little bit off of each side. So 3 3/4. Okay. And there we go. Glue press. It is the glue press. Okay, so now we're going to glue down our turquoise. It is the glue press, and we have them on our website, and then Deanna has them in stock too, so you can grab them either place, wherever your home store is. Okay, this guy, we're going to pop him. We haven't popped anything yet. Crazy talk, right? Kind of sacrilegious. So we're going to take foam tape. I'm just using the 54 foot. This is the white 54 foot roll. I'm about out. I need to stock up with the adhesive that we got going on. Hello for everybody else joining in. Welcome. Okay, so then we are going to peel these off, and I always do the squish test. And you're just going to drop it on there, okay? Roberta, if you go to Scrapbook-N-Memories page and click on events, we always have the events posted there that you can click that you're attending it. And then it goes live on our page, or in Crafty Hour Creations, we also post the event tabs over there too. So both of them are posted in both spots. Now for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Helmar 450, because Helmar 450 is a movable glue. It gives you some moving space, because when I glue him in here, I want to close this window or flap, and I want to be able to make sure he is centered. So I'm going to open him up, and I'm going to put the Helmar 450 on there, because this will give me wiggle. I need a little bit of wiggle time just to make sure that it goes flat. So I'm going to kind of hold this piece. He's going to go in. I'm going to wiggle it to where I think it looks all centered. And I can open it up and make sure, nope, see, it wasn't centered. I can tell by the stripes. And then press. And that will give me a little bit of wiggle room with the Helmar, which the white glue doesn't. And then there is our first card on that. Do I have time? Well, I'm going to go ahead and decorate it. And if we don't make it all the way through the last card, it's okay, because all the cards are basically kind of the same idea. So we're going to go and decorate the cards. And then if we don't make it all the way through the third one, you'll know the routine. So on our sticker sheet, we're going to find this guy right here. And of course, he's going to have some pops too. When I put the pops on, he's going to go right here. I just want to put pop dots right here along this side where it's touching the card. Where it's hanging over, we don't need to waste any foam on that. So just put pops. I have to remember where I'm putting them, on this side. And then I'm just going to take my little powder tool, and I'm going to hit it with the powder tool so the other part of the sticker is not sticky anymore, so it doesn't accidentally stick somewhere that it shouldn't. And my poor powder tool, look at that, barely has any hair left on it. but it still works. Still going. Okay, so then we're going to pop our sunflower. Just like that. All right. I have never seen replacement tops for these guys. Nope. And you think they would because these do twist off, but I have never seen replacements for them. Okay, now we're going to open up our card. Remember I said we're going to use all of those pieces and all of those scraps and stuff. So in our pile of scraps, we have this one. Oh, I'm glad mine's not the only one that looks hairless. I guess it's like one of those hairless cats. Doesn't have any hair, but we still love it and use it. Just means it's well loved and used, right? Okay, I'm just cutting out the little one. It says summer. And let me see. Or sorry, sunshine. I can't read. Sunshine. Okay, so sunshine is going to go on the top. Then we're also looking for in the scraps, we have the scrap of the little flowers. And then we also have, ooh, have we not made this scrap yet? Oh, nope, we have the scrap. So this one, your piece is going to be 3 inches wide, okay? 3 inches wide. So I'm going to go in and cut this one 3 inches wide. Okay, so that's going to go right here across that bottom. Now, I'm going to glue mine down. If you want to make yours a pocket, just put glue here and here, which, you know what? I'm going to do it on this one. We'll make it a little different. I'm going to put glue just on the sides, there and there. I'm going to stick it on there. I don't know if that's the size of a gift card or not, but we made it now as a little pocket. So if you have some money, you can put some money in there, a little gift card or something, you can put it in that little pocket. Okay, our other scrap was this guy right here, which is the same size. And I'm going to cut it down just a hair. And I'm just going to, I can't ever hold my paper when I cut down a hair. So I take another piece of paper, Deanna taught me this trick, to push it through so it holds, so I can cut it. Okay, and then this needs to also be 3 inches. And then this is going to go right along that piece and have a little bit of orange at the top, a little bit of orange at the bottom. So all of our scraps are gonna get used, okay? Put that there. Sunshine could go right there if you wanted to. I'm gonna put sunshine here at the top. I know, right? It's just all those little tips, tricks, and hints that we're like, oh, why didn't I think of that? That just makes life and crafting so much easier. Okay, then we'll put sunshine right at the top. Okay, so there we close down. We're gonna have that and that, and that is your final card for card number 1. Okay, card number 1. How's everybody doing? Is anybody crafting along with us? Anybody crafting? I hope so. Hope you guys get a chance to craft along. Okay, all these pieces I'm going to throw to the side because we're not using these pieces anymore, and we're going to come to a new color, our next color, which which is going to be this configuration. So first thing we need to do is grab our yellow cardstock. Okay. Uh-oh, blue sheet walked out. Inside of number 1. Yeah. And I will post pictures in the Crafty Hour Creations group too. Okay. All right, so we're going to rinse and repeat. We're grabbing our yellow. Okay, we're going to use the yellow side. If you want to use brown side, go for it. But I kind of like the yellow side. So we're going to go yellow side. Our first cut, we're jumping all the way down here to where it says inside. Inside. And we're going to cut it at 4 1/8. 4 1/8. And then we're going to flip it and do 5 3/8. 1, 2, 3. And put him in our save pile because you can use him for something later like I showed you. So there's our yellow. Then in our pile, we're going to find this beautiful green. Now I wanted my pattern going side by side. For me, something about stripes. I like my stripes going side by side instead of up and down on certain things. So we're going to go side by side on this pattern. Okay. And we're going to cut it at 4. Oops, my top is not straight, so I'm just flipping mine over so I have a straight edge. 4 by 5 1/4. I know, I love this color palette. The yellows and the greens together. Oh, I just loved it. Okay, so those are going to line up perfectly just like that. Great, so we're going to set that to the side. We're grabbing our yellow again. We got to do our triangle. Okay, rinse and repeat. We're doing it 4 inches first because it's already 6 inches the other way. So 4 inches. We're going to flip it and do 5 3/8. 1, 2, 3. 5 3/8. And then we're going to cut it on the diagonal. Top left, bottom right. You gotta hold your tongue just perfect. Okay, so there's our diagonal piece. And then we're gonna find the really pretty sunflowers. And again, we want our sunflowers to be right side up. And we're gonna do it at 4 inches. So our sunflowers are right side up. And then we're going to flip it and do 5 1/4. 5 1/4. And then again, we got to cut it on the diagonal. Top left, bottom right. And this piece is going to be a hair big. Going to be a hair big. So if we look, it looks good on the bottom, looks good on the side. I need to shave a little bit off of the triangular piece. So we're going to put that on our trimmer, trying to eyeball it equally. Give it a little snip. It's not too bad. Let's see how we did. Perfect. Looks great. And then while we're at it, let's go ahead and do our flat pieces. So we still have this piece here. We're going to put it in our trimmer so it's name at the top, name strip at the top. And we're going to cut it at 2 7/8. 2 7/8. And then we're just going to chop the name strip off. It'll be the correct height. Just chop off the name strip. See how quick and easy these go? You can just chop, chop, go. Chop, chop, go. Okay, this guy, remember, we have to cut him down to 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. I'm going to go in and shave a little off of each side. That way it stays in the center. We want our pretty flowers to stay in the center. Okay, and that should be all of our cutting. So we will grab our card base and we will start assembling. See how you could knock out a bunch of these cards in no time? And it looks like you spent a lot of time on them. So just kind of keep repeating the same patterns, make all your bases, cut all your cardstock pieces down. You can make a bunch, kind of some speed. And of course, all the paper pads have these little 3x4 cards in them. So the 6x6s from Echo Park and Cartabella have them. Of course, if you buy the larger 12x12 sheets, they will also have those little 3x4s in there too, which is perfect for putting in the center of your cards. If you have any of those fun scallop nesting dies or anything like that, you could of course do some of your layers with the nesting dies for the inside, or even your little 3x4. You could add a scallop or the stitching. Any of those nesting dies would be really cute to use for those also. Apparently, I cut my, we're going with it, I cut my yellow crooked. No. Yep, cut my yellow crooked. That's okay. How I managed to pull that off. I'm not going to rip it off. We're going to stay with it. All right, here we go. And then we're going to grab that little flipper. Forget about him. Put our yellow on there. So just kind of keep gluing those down, and then we'll add pop dots to our 3x4. So as I was saying, this is our crafty hour number 41. I cannot believe we're on number 41. So we've had, that gives you, let's see, 41 classes for me, 41 classes from Clipper Street. So that is 82, right? Yep, do my math, Kourtney. 82 different classes that you guys have gotten over the span of Crafty Hour. So Crafty Hour number 43 will get announced tomorrow. I'm not sure if Deanna created a link for it or an event yet, but make sure I will post the event on our page. Deanna will post the event on her page. Make sure to tune in tomorrow on our page at 9 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Central, that's AM, for the announcement of the next Crafty Hour, and kits will go on sale at that time. Kits will go on sale. So make sure to grab those. Okay, now I'm going to put my Helmar 450 on here. Ooh, we didn't do any hints, did we? We didn't do any hints. We don't even have a sneaker peeker. Sneaker peeker, is that a word? Sneaky peeky. It's going to be a fun kit. We are adding all kinds of stuff to it. We were adding more stuff to it today. I was like, ooh, what do you think about? And she's like, yeah, what do you think about? So we're adding stuff. Okay, so inside now, we're going to look for that little piece of green scrap. We're going to cut him down again, and we're just going to decorate that inside just like this, like we did on the other one. Okay, so I'm just shaving off so it got rid of that hole on the top. And then we got to cut it at 3 inches. And so there's our first one. And then we're looking for that sunflower one. We're going to do the same thing. Let's see what this is. So this one is, we're just using the scraps. No crazy math here. That's 3/4 of an inch. So I think my next one, I'll do a hair shy of 5/8 of an inch. I just want them to mat on top of each other. Whoops, shifted on me a little bit. So I'm just chopping down that scrap. So I have a little bit of green on both sides. Perfect, I'm happy with that. So we'll cut it at 3 inches. And then I'm looking for the one that says sunflower. So we're just going to cut that out. These were all in your cut-aparts. Those were in the cut-apart pieces. So again, I'm just going to put glue on the outer edge. So maybe later I want to slip another note in there. Maybe put some money, little gift card. Who knows? Put that there. A hint. It has cute critters on it. Cute little like wildlife critters. That's your hint. It has critters. Okay, and there's card number 2. Oh, we gotta add something to the top. Okay, so now we're going to our sticker sheet and we're looking for this one. It says always shine. Peel that piece off, always shine. We're gonna put some pop dots on the back side of that one. So we're gonna pop it. Trying to remember what we called it. Maybe we called it garden critters. Garden critters? Can't remember. Okay, just add some more powder to that. And we're just going to pop that on there equally, kind of over that cute little basin. And then, of course, I love add a little bling. And I put a little piece of bling on each side. When I have something that kind of looks like this shape, I feel like it needs like a little nail head or a little brad or something that makes it look like it's fastened on there. Let's see this one. I'm just using the gold gems because I love these and you get tons in a pack. These are just by Pink Fresh, little gold bling. And I love their packaging because you can unzip it, zip it, just put them back in there with your little triangle tray and don't spill them all over the place. I have a tendency to spill things. And then the last thing I did is I took liquid gloss. This is liquid gloss. You can also use glossy accents, enamel accents. There's quite a few different companies that have different types of glossy finishes. Sakura also has like the gloss pens, the white gloss pens, and I'm just going to add, you can see it on here, Dusty. Oops, I hit that guy and I bumped him, didn't I? That's okay, the glue dries clear. I added those on there. And it's wet right now, but once it dries, it'll go glossy, just like that. So it looks like it has just a little clear enamel kind of finish to it. Little clear enamel finish. Okay? All right, so let me go sit this one out of the way, because anything with wet still on it, I have a tendency to stick my hand in it. Okay, and then all these pieces we are done with. So I'm going to go ahead and throw, except for the kindness, the pattern pieces out of the way. We're done with those. Then our last one here. I loved this color palette too. I love this rich golden yellow. Golden yellow is just really pretty. So our last piece of cardstock, like I said, I used all the cardstock, used it to the dust. You should have a piece of orange one left. So it's pink on one side, orange on the other side. We're going to use the orange side. We're just doing the same ones. Thank you for all the hearts, everybody. Thank you, thank you. So same thing. We're going to cut it at 4 1/8. So I'm going to go a little quicker with this one, 5 3/8, because we've already done all these dimensions and cuts, and I want to make sure to try to get this one completed. Okay. And then we've got the inside piece, and this one doesn't really have a direct, well, it does kind of have a direction, doesn't it? Yep, it does have a direction. So then we're going to do this 4 by 5 1/4. So that will go inside of the orange. Perfect. Okay, our next piece of orange, we now are working on the triangle. So we're going to do it at 4 inches by 5 3/8. And we're going to cut it on the angle. I'm going to make sure I cut it straight this time, since my other one was a little bit wonky. I don't know what I did on the other one. Huh. I did it again. Okay, should have that. Then we're looking for the chickens. Chickens, I love these chickens. Are they not adorable? We're going to cut it 4 chickens right side up by 5 1/4. Chickens up. And then we're going to cut it on the angle. And then this is where we're going to have to just fudge it and snip a little bit off the top, just to make sure it fits on our orange piece and mats nicely. There we go. Perfect. Okay, there's our orange, there's our orange. Now we're down to our flap, 2 7/8. We're going to flip it and just cut off the name strip. And then our little card I used for this one, let me find it, is going to be a cut apart. And actually it's the one with the chicken. I'm going to cover the chicken up. I originally had the chicken showing, and then I was like, oh, it needs something a little 3D, so I covered the chicken up, but you can put something else on there. Okay, so now we got to shave just a little bit off, remember, each side. So that we make it 2 3/4 wide and 3 3/4 tall. 3 3/4. Okay, so that should be all our cutting. Look at us go. These guys are adorable. They are so cute. Okay, there's all of our pieces. Let's start with our rusty orange. I just love that rusty orange. Okay, I'm going to give you a tip. or a hint. If you look on mine, see how it has a little bit of just a glue booger on there? That glue booger is from it sitting in the thing. I just take a paper towel, your fingers, whatever you want, and take that glue booger off. Don't put the lid on, because then the glue booger gets stuck down in there, and when it glues itself in there, and then when you go to pull it out, this metal tip gets stuck down in there because it glued it to itself. You can take it and soak it in warm water, because it is water-based. Take it and soak it in warm water, and then I've taken my tweezers and just pulled it back out and stuck it on there, and it's fine. But don't ever put your lid on with the glue booger on. Ask me how I know. I encountered that problem, and I was like, oh yeah, I just glued my lid shut. But like I said, soak it in warm water, and then I just took my tweezers and pulled it right out, and then I just stuck the metal tip back in there, and all was good. All was good. Oh, Amy said she had the same thing totally happen to her, right? It just gets a little bit of glue buildup, and you just gotta clean it off a little bit. No biggie. Ooh, we are doing good on time. Kind of speeding it up on this last one, but like I said, we're just kind of repeating the design, repeating the pattern, so it allows us to boom, 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 knock out a bunch of cards. And what a great way to use those 6x6 pads. We got our cut aparts, grab some cardstock, grab a sticker sheet, and boom, you are good to go. Okay, I'm gonna pop my chicken. Another reason I like this foam tape is I can just go in and rip it. Because how many of you, and I know you've done it because I've done it, have gone in and we've held our foam tape like this, and we take our super sharp Tim Holtz scissors to cut it, and look at what's in the way. My fingers. I have cut my fingers more than once by just snipping it with those scissors. So I like to rip the foam tape because I feel like there are less work accidents. I have to change the sign. No accidents for 2 days. Okay, we're going to stick that guy down on there. We have a little bit of orange all the way, right? It happens. I've snipped. And then after I cut myself, I'm like, well, that wasn't smart. And I knew that was going to happen because I've done it before. And then I end up with blood all over my card. And then I'm most upset not about cutting myself, but about getting blood on my beautiful card that I just spent time making. Okay, there's our little guy. We're going to put him down there. So there's your little chickens. You can use your chickens. You can leave him the way he is. You can put a different sentiment on. But the one I used was this one here. It says, "You are the sunshine of my life." I'm going to put some foam on it, and we're going to pop it, because why not? Did we? Yes, we did. I was like, oh, did we decorate the inside of the last card? Yes, we did. We made it there. Ooh, I got 4 minutes. Let's see if we can make it. Okay, so we're going to pop that. Just kind of center it. Got some little legs playing peekaboo down there. The inside. Let's see what we did on the inside. So we did the scrap I did this piece, I did this piece, and I did the scrap of this piece. Blood, sweat, and tears, literally, right? Blood, sweat, and tears. Okay, 3 inches. And then we're going to do the yellow one. And 3 inches. And at the top, I did kindness. I loved that one with the little flower on it. So let's just clean that one up. And he's already 3 inches, so we're good on that. All right, so we're about out of time. I got 2 minutes, but we'll finish it up, so I'll keep talking. So yes, thank you everybody for tuning in to Crafty Hour number 41. Thank you everybody that purchased one of our kits to kind of craft along with us. So we appreciate the love and support. We do this twice a month. If you guys are new to Crafty Hour, make sure to join our private Facebook group that is called Crafty Hour Creations. And that's kind of our message board group where you guys can post your creations, post what you've made, and we love to see all those. Again, we post the events over there so you can kind of find them. And if you click on past events, it's going to have all the Crafty Hour. Hey, Ken, can you bring me my iPad really quick? I'm going to show him something on that. So, okay, so let me put some gems on. So, Crafty Hour number 43. 43 will go live tomorrow. So make sure to tune in to either Scrapbook-N-Memories page or Clipper Street's page. We've created the event. You can click that you're attending, so you will get a get a reminder on that. And then 1 second, and I'm going to show you guys on my iPad after I put my bling on how to find the past events. I know some people have said they've had difficulty finding them, but it is really super easy to find. So let me show you how to find them, and then that way you guys can get them on there. So we go live tomorrow with the next Crafty Hour. So it will go, we will show you what's in the kit, and it will go live on our websites at that time so you can purchase them. We will put the links on there. Please don't click the spammers links. Only click a link that says Scrapbook-N-Memories or Clipper Street, and that way you'll know you're not getting into the spammers thing. So there are my 3 cards on that. So thank you guys so much for joining that. Let me log into my Facebook really quick and I will show you. So at the top, I'm just going to type in Crafty Hour Creations. We're going to go to that Facebook page. If you click on events, it's going to show, it's going to show you all the upcoming events. So that shows you the events that are here. At the bottom, it shows you past events. So there is 40, there's 39, there's 38, 37. They are all on there. You just keep scrolling, and it might take a while to load, but all 41 Crafty Hours can be found on here. So if you click on there, and then click watch video, but I'm not going to do it because I don't want to start a video. They're all posted there. So all the past ones are underneath. Yours might say load more and you have to click the thing that says load more, but otherwise all the past are there. All the upcoming ones are always at the top. So make sure you are a part of the Crafty Hour Creations group, and then that's where you'll see your events. Also, this is where you guys can post your interpretations. So everybody has gone on here and posted cards that they've made in that group. So please be kind to each other. Post your creations and give some great feedback to each other too. Because some days we just need an atta girl. And that's what we need more of. Kindness, right? So anyways, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in and spending an hour tonight with me. I hope to see you again for the next Crafty Hour, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a fabulous night, and as always, happy crafting. Bye-bye.